Not so fast, Spicer. He who is last to be laughing laughs most loudly.
What Omi did to that sentence is what we're gonna do to you.
Yo, what up, dog? It's time I took you back in time to the year 2003 as I talk to you guys about the gone but not forgotten Xiaolin Showdown. I'm the Toot Man and this is Remember That. Xiaolin Showdown was an animated children's TV series that ran from November 1st, 2003 until May 13th, 2006. The show followed 4 Xiaolin warriors and how they were on a quest to collect ancient magical artifacts known as Shenggong Wu and stop the evil Heilun forces who wanted to use them to take over the world. It was created by Christy Wee, who also created the spin-off Xiaolin Chronicles as well as the web series Hulala Girls. Xiaolin Showdown was part of the Kids WB programming block on the former WB network, which is now known as the CW. It would run for 22 minutes each episode and would eventually be rebroadcast on Cartoon Network. Xiaolin Showdown was one of the Kids WB's most popular shows, alongside with others like Teen Titans and Static Shock. Now onto the story. The story goes that 1500 years prior to the first episode, a Xiaolin master named Master Dashi fought against the evil witch Wuya. He created the ancient weapons known as Shenggong Wu in order to defeat her, and after doing so, he hid them in remote locations all around the world. Flash forward to modern day, and 4 Xiaolin warriors have been chosen to become Xiaolin dragons, which gives them control over their own respective elements and helps them to collect the ancient Shenggong Wu and eventually save the world. But whenever 2 or more people touch a new Shenggong Wu at the same time, they enter a Xiaolin Showdown, where they have to wager their own Shenggong Wu and fight in order to win the new one as well as their own and their opponents. They do so by competing in strange, surreal challenges in order to win them. These challenges can range from things like a simple game of baseball or soccer to something like a game of Uncle or Tag. The twist in all of them being something like a giant baseball or a tag, but if you get touched, you freeze solid.
I challenge you to a Xiaolin Showdown!
The contest is, be the first to get out before the cave fills with water. I wager 2-ton tunic.
And I wager the crystal glasses. Let's go! Xiaolin Showdown!
In my opinion, probably the best part of the show are the characters. The main protagonists of the story are Omi, voiced by Tara Strong, Kimiko, voiced by Gray DeLisle, Raimundo, voiced by Tom Kenny, and Clay, voiced by Jeff Bennett. Or as many of you might know them as, Twilight Sparkle, Azula, SpongeBob, and Johnny Bravo. They are guided by Master Feng, who is their mentor, and are able to find the Shenggong Wu with the aid of a dragon named Dojo, whom was the companion to Master Dashi and helped him hide the Shenggong Wu in the first place. The antagonists of the series are Jack Spicer, a dim-witted evil genius who wants to take over the world, the resurrected ghost of the witch Wuya, who guides Jack throughout most of the series, Chase Young, a former Xiaolin warrior who was turned over to the Heilun side, and Hannibal Roy Bean, who is a demon who looks like and is the size of a bean. Not gonna lie to you, these characters are super cliche sometimes. Omi's the perfectionist who always has to be right and lets everybody know it. Kimiko's the fashionable one who's always on her cell phone. Raimundo's the too cool for school bad boy type. And Clay's just the big, soft, lovable one. And honestly, the villains aren't any better. Jack Spicer's the bumbling idiot who's also somehow a genius. Wuya's the ancient evil who has to deal with Jack and is trying to take over the world again. Chase Young is that super honorable villain who will fight you fair and square if he wants to. And Hannibal Roy Bean is just the demon who likes to manipulate people all the time. Though these characters don't really break any new molds when it comes to characters in American cartoons, they're all actually pretty good characters and also go through some great character development throughout the series. Some getting some depth, some just changing who they are. Overall, they're really good characters and a really good show. My favorite of all the characters being Jack Spicer, because if you watch the show, you will see how hilarious this character is.
Easy, easy. I can fix this. Hey, give me a week tops. Ah! Okay, I'll need more than a week.
Finally, let's move on to animation, which is honestly really good, which is no surprise seeing how it's a product of Warner Bros. Animation. It stays consistent and smooth throughout the entire series, and only improves over time. The show also has some really cool and unique backgrounds that thankfully don't get reused too much, and are able to perfectly fit the style of the show. The backgrounds can also help you guess what the next Xiaolin Showdown will be, as they are usually warped and surreal versions of them. As for the characters, they also have really good animation, and stay properly proportioned and on mono whenever they're in action, even though their designs are pretty simple when you look at them. They also have more detailed faces whenever they're being extremely expressive, and unique outfits based on where they are at the moment. Though the one with the most unique outfit changes has to go to Kimiko, who has a different outfit on in almost every episode she's in, which I know must have been a pain for the animators, because changing a character's design in every episode they're in must have been a huge load of work. Besides that, the animation stays solid through and through. In the end, Xiaolin Showdown was a really good show that I recommend watching at least once. It has an exciting story, great characters, and good animation, and it should not be overlooked. I give it my personal seal of approval. Just don't watch Xiaolin Chronicles. Just don't. It's not that it's bad, but it's not that good either. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.